Hello guys and welcome back to another Jonah Central video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get bloom working in Cycles Render. So as you can see in eevee with bloom enabled, I've created this Christmas star scene. It's nothing special, but I made sure to have some really intense bloom in the background for this example. So as you can see, I have this star right here, and it's very glowy in the background because of bloom. But if I switch to Cycles, as you can see, all that bloom is gone and it's just solid small points behind the star I made. Now, how to get bloom in Cycles, you cannot do it anywhere through here. You actually have to do it through compositing. Now, I already rendered this in Cycles with 800 samples. Let me just set this up. So as you can see, this is what my render looks like. It's not that great, but this is just for an example. So if you want to get bloom in Cycles with compositing, make sure you got your render layer. It's important that it's going into composite. It doesn't necessarily need to go into viewer, but that's if you want to see it in the background. But what you got to do is you got to add in a glare node. Now as you can see, this creates some really strange artifacts. You can play around with this, but if you want to get the bloom, the best thing to go for is fog glow. And it starts creating bloom, and of course this was rendered using Cycles. So you got mix, threshold, and size. Mix is the amount of how present the bloom actually is. So if you go to mix on 1, it gets rid of your actual image and just replaces it with bloom. And if you go to -1, your bloom is entirely gone. It's usually a good idea to leave this at 0, but just in case you feel like it's completely too intense, you could always turn that down. Threshold, depending on what your threshold is how bright the light in the background or foreground needs to be before bloom starts occurring. So if I were to turn this threshold down a lot more, as you can see, bloom is a lot more present, but as I turn this threshold up, as you can see, the bloom starts to almost start disappearing. That's because the brightness that those lights in the background need to be is brighter for the bloom to actually occur. Of course, I'm just going to keep this at 1 right now. And then size, you guessed what this is. The size is just the size of your bloom. So depending on the size you choose, that's how big the glow is going to be. I'm just going to leave it at 8, but that is how you get bloom in your renders. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps out, and have a great day. See you later.